Syringe up already.
If everything comes your way, you're in the wrong lane. And did you know that the elderly don't drive that badly? They're just the only ones with time to do the speed limit. Kia ora. Welcome to my broadcast. Today is the 23rd of the 6th, 2018 in New Zealand, Wellington. Not too bad day today too. Pretty nice weather outside. Just want to say welcome to everybody. When people turn up, not a problem, but they're going to miss the beginning. Kia ora, Serenes, welcome. And oh no. What a good day yesterday. It's been a while since I taught people sort of like on a basic basis like this, because I used to teach it all the time, and I enjoyed it. Walking into a classroom and just watching people's faces. See, I got my word. And I'll hold it in my hand. I was gonna just share my screen and then show Indira where she was having trouble. But I'm not sure if she's got it sorted. If she has, as we do, as us Māoris do. Tutu.
She's multitasking.
What sort of flyers are you making? Yes, us Māoris like tutuing. What I will do, I will share it, and then she can sort of catch it later. And I'll just Yep, you can see me.
Yeah.
I can't see my chat, but I will in a second by just doing that. Bingo. See, everything you want to find for your when you're doing your broadcast, you'll always find down here or up here. If you set up things to do your live broadcast, they should be here, so you can just go bang and click on them, bang and click on them. And down here, If you want your chat back, you just click on it, put it where it's supposed to go in a nice area. Live streaming events, and if Andaria had gone here yesterday and done this, bingo, and created one. Oh no, today, wasn't it? Or yesterday? Can't remember. Yesterday. Gone here and done this, everything would have been right here in front of her. And all she had to do was just change this to unlisted or private. Private, then you can go live. Then on go live, you can do it right now, and even if you're recording, but it won't do it. Because there's another one going right now, which is this one. So you can cancel it. But anyway, once it, when you do that and you have a tutu and you bring this one back up here should be your share screen. Up here means you stop sharing your screen. Present to everyone, which is your share screen anyway, which is all this. But all she has to do is just have a tutu in here and she'll find everything. Easy as that. Muck around with these ones, muck around with the channel. Nothing wrong with going down to the channel and changing your brands and uploading your defaults. Just makes everything so simple. If you have a tutu, have a muck around, in other words. That's what us Māoris do. Have a tutu. But I did show people about this and popping their chat out. It's these three dots up here that can help you pop your chat out. Anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing. And we'll get into the lesson for the day. And as I always do, I always start off with a quote, which is what I said earlier: if everything comes your way, you are in the wrong lane. It's been a while. It's been quite a while since I enjoyed teaching. Hold on, I'm back in a second. Little one being little one. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I enjoyed teaching a lot. I used to teach a lot back in the 90s and early 2000s, teaching Microsoft and computers, stripping them down, and as I said yesterday, putting them back together. And if it wasn't for TBC, I'd probably be watching TV right now and not doing much, or out driving trucks. Which in itself is an awesome, which in itself is an awesome fun. Driving trucks, I love driving trucks, especially 36-wheelers. That is fun because that's a task in itself, driving those things and reversing them. B-doubles, that's fun. Takes a little bit of practice, but once you got it, you got it. Anyway, this reminds me of when I drove my first car. Well, I pretended to drive. It was my granddad's old Chevy. I think it was 1952 Chevy, something like that, or even the one with the dicky seat anyway. That us kids used to sit in when he used to go into town. And yeah, when it was parked up, we used to just jump in the car and pretend to drive, and going like this with the steering wheel and just having fun. and then get a whack from the granddad when we left the lights on or did something stupid like that. Yeah, but that was my first car. It was jumping in behind the steering wheel of a Chevy. From there, I graduated to a tractor, and it was an old Massey Ferguson tractor. And it still goes to this day. Kia ora, Gilbert. Welcome. We just started. Sure. Oh, okay. Used to work at truck stops in Turangi. Sure. Yep. Well, I went from a Chevy pretend driving to a tractor. My granddad's old Massey Ferguson. And yeah, we used to plough the gardens with it, plant potatoes. Oh, virtually anything you can think of that we planted. Kumara, potato, corn, peas, tomatoes, carrots. I think Granddad even started to do grow his own puha patches. Didn't have to worry too much about growing it because it just automatically sprung up everywhere anyway. But yeah, he wanted them in a row. And then the watermelon, ooh. And he also grew rock melon. But yeah, we used an old Massey Ferguson. I think it was a 1960s or 1950s tractor. And it still runs today. Still goes. And from there, from the Chevy to the tractor, and also we drove the tractor in the paddock. We weren't allowed to take it out on the road. And from there, I went up to the driving. My dad let me drive his Mark III Zephyr Zodiac. So I'm learning and I'm learning and teaching again, and having fun doing this. 5 days a week, or sometimes 6, if I can get it. All good, Gilbert. Yeah. So I'm learning again and teaching again, which is what I enjoy. It's fun. 5 days a week, and I try and keep 2 days for my whānau, my family. So to everyone in here, TBC, driving with TBC is the same as learning to drive a car or a truck. You have to start somewhere, and the earlier you start, the sooner you will get to grips with how things work. Yes? But I went from Mark III Zephyrs to learning to drive a Ford pickup truck, then a flat deck truck, a tipper truck, then a semi, and then into tankers and B-doubles. So how do I use this with TBC? Well, it's quite simple. You start with the basics. You start with no keys and steer. You read the blog. So you started. No keys, steer, and read the blog. Next, you advance to a small tractor. And you drive. You read the blog, and you talk about the blog. Talk about TBC and why and what got you into it and how it works for you and what you do and what you did before. So you just talk, read the blog, and talk about TBC. So next lesson. You drive a car. So you get your learner's license. Now you're into the blog. You're talking more, and you're learning to screen share. Oh, there's disruptions. Okay, now you get your full license. Not a good pay to teach, looks like it. Daughter come home at the wrong time with my granddaughter and that. And make sure you have a key to start the car, the little screwdriver. Pliers works too. Just cut the wires. No, I never ever did that. Never stole anybody's car. Never went down that road. Didn't have to. So now you got your full license. So now you're ready. So now the blog's just a piece of cake. It's everything you do. You just bang into the blog. You're screen sharing. You're talking, and you're talking forever. Oops, next minute, 30 minutes gone. Just like that. Now you're into an hour. Woo! Now you've got your full license in driving. Now truck driving. Now that's playing with the big boys. This is where you're really into the blog. You pulled the blog to bits. Now you can teach me, Gilbert. Yep. Now you're into the big toys, into the big trucks and that. And you pulled everything to bits. Like Stephen Cuppy, like myself, like a lot of us, we sort of ripped the blog to bits. And just as we jump on, we have a quick look just in case there's anything that might have changed, and you just hope there hasn't. But if there is, you just bring it up and you start reading it, and that's all there is to it. Yep. So now you're playing with the big toys, and you're reading a blog. You're talking, you're sharing, you're solving problems as well. It's just like a giant hamburger. Oops. Slap. And then you wake up. And it's time to take responsibilities. Seriously. But never stop enjoying what makes you happy and how you broadcast a message to people. So you just take a simple thing like driving and you put it into using it as a tool for broadcasting. But when you're driving a truck, you got 18 speeds, not 5 or 6 or 4. Don't forget you got a splitter too as well to play with in the truck. So enjoy, responsibly, but never stop enjoying what makes you happy and how you broadcast the message to people in response and the feedback. That's what will drive you. And wishing you could see the faces of the people that you're teaching, and that is priceless. I absolutely enjoyed watching my students and that when I was teaching them, and just watching their faces, just looking at their faces. It just hits you. You know, sometimes some responses hit you really deep when you see people learn, advance, then move on. You know, some of them will walk up to you at the end of graduating and whatever, and they'll just shake your hand and jump. It's about cuddle you to the ground because they've passed. My and then they say, "Thank you, bro." A simple little word, "Thank you, bro." Can I top yesterday? Giving it a good try. But what did I used to say? What did I used to say? It's just the way I am. And
Yeah.
it's just the type of guy I am. I just love watching people's reactions. You get a thrill from saying that. You get a thrill from teaching them and then just seeing what their reaction is once they've learnt it and how happy they are. Hey, Serenes, when you go tutuing and finding your way around broadcasting and doing it for the first time, just go and have a tutu. Go and muck around with it. Make sure you put it on private though. It's just fun. When you enjoy seeing the responses you get from broadcasts, like I got yesterday, it was, and then it extends through to today with you coming on and having fun, just talking and talking amongst yourselves and talking to me and talking to my wife, who I have to pay now because she's doing me a service by being my moderator. Do you know you can do that? You get a moderator in, you can pay them TBC because they're doing doing you a service. I was on GW's channel early this morning, about 12 this morning, and he was talking, and then I asked the question, and he says, "Yes, why not?" He said, "That's a good idea, and let's use it." So grab yourselves a moderator and pay them. They'll love you for it. There you go, Serenes. Grab Gilbert. All you do is right click on his name every time he turns up, right click on his name and make him a moderator for you. Then you can pay him. Gilbert, make sure you're there every day so she's broke. And stay there for a couple of hours because she has to pay 100 TBC an hour. No tax. No tax. I mean,
It means you've done your job.
yeah. See, I was just so humbled yesterday, and to have fun again today too. It's just cool. So to everyone, I extend the courtesy to you all by saying thank you for yesterday and today for being here too. Yep, I do have a piece of paper, and I showed I put it in my pocket. I do have that piece of paper, Gilbert.
Hey, stop book.
No, I'm still there.
And this one isn't working.
Oh, you press something. Hold on.
Still got the chat though. That piece of paper didn't come up.
I'll deduct 50 off you.
Yeah.
She's not computer literate. Or computer savvy, as people say.
Gilbert said he doesn't come cheap.
So when Gilbert's in your chat, just right click his name and add him.
Oh, we will visit you in Upper Hutt in due season.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. That'd be cool, Gilbert. But you're in the mount. And I got rallies up the mount too, and I come up to Hamilton every now and again as well. And head up north as well. So, you know, yes, I do have my piece of paper, and my older brother, my late older brother, when he taught a lot of people how to, he taught a lot of people how to drive correctly when he was in the army. What are you doing? Hold on, excuse me. I wish you'd stop touching that.
I'm not touching it.
Well, then touch it now then. Because when you scroll, sorry, when you go in here and click on there, you're stopping it. OMG. Yes, my older brother taught a lot of people how to drive correctly. He tried teaching me, and I said, bro, you don't need to teach me. I already know how to drive. Yeah, but you drive too fast. Yeah, but I know how to drive. I just didn't want to let him teach me because I knew he'd teach me the correct way. And when he was holding driving courses for the army up here, down here in Trentham, every course that he did and every person that he taught learnt his way or no way at all. And as I said ages ago, his way was the army way, and his way was his way. He wrote the book on it. He was the first driving instructor in the army to ever hold huge courses, ever. And so when they did the driving courses and they did it properly, when they passed the course, everybody got given a spanner, a little spanner. Every person that passed the course got a little spanner. And so every time they met up, if they didn't have their spanner on them, they had to shout the bar. No excuses. If you didn't have your spanner and you learnt through him, you had to go and shout the bar. And I know to this day that a lot of his army mates and that still carry around that spanner. And that was in remembrance of him. And he had two things that he said to them. And the first thing was to remember one word, like what I do, and carry a spanner around. The word he used was remember. That was his word. Plus a lot of other swear words and that, but remember was his word that he taught his drivers. Remember what I taught you. Remember the courtesy on the road. That's what his word was. and carry that spanner whenever you met them. If you didn't have that spanner, can shout the bar. Most of the time, a lot of them forgot their spanner, and he still had his, and he went. That's how he got to be spending a lot of time in the bar most of the time because they had to shout him. So use something like that just to help you get through your broadcast. I got a piece of paper. yeah, that's why his wallet wasn't empty. It was clever.
Is that the same as what we used to call crescent?
Yeah, the shifter.
Spanner,
or the shifter. You might have one. No. No, I haven't got one in. No, I haven't got one inside. But you know, the little one which the adjusting spanner or crescent, the one that you can just fit on a key ring. Boom, done. And that's all I used to use. One word, remember, and a crescent or a spanner. And that helped him in all his courses because while he was doing his courses, he had a spanner in his arm and he always used to walk around tapping it. Something simple to keep your mind off who you're teaching, that you got in front of you. Because he always said to me to hold something in your hand when you're teaching. Just hold something in your hand. It takes your mind off it. Ladies might use this. Yeah, you can use anything. So use something that helps you. And if you don't hurry up, all our broadcasters and myself will probably be driving bullet trains by the time you decide. And I'll have used up all the words in the dictionary. So you'll have nothing left maybe to talk about. Yeah. And with that, folks, I'd like to say, here endeth the lesson. A driving lesson for free on TBC. A driving lesson for free on TBC. Sure, I'm a poet. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm a poet. So, kia ora, everyone. Thank you for turning up, Gilbert and Serena. And enjoy your prayers too. They're cool. And to my moderator, I'll have to deduct 50 off her. I was going to give her 100 TBC, but now I have to deduct some off her for playing around with a computer and stopping me from teaching doing my lesson. I'll join you, Serene's in the Bow Islands. Yeah, one of the best fishing places, eh? That and Lawton Point. Anyway, you 2, 3. Thank you for being here, and I'm a poet and I didn't know it. We're all poets. Driving lesson for free on TBC. Kia ora tātou. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for attending my live broadcast. This is the TBC Dr. Joe Stevens and my wife Sandy Stevens. We are both trusted sellers of the Billion Coin, saying ka kite anō. Fellas, have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. That's my farm, most allotment point. From the shops back around towards the east coast, I'm part of that.
Now, Martha. Joe, it's more blessed to give than to receive.
I know, but thank you very much for turning up, and thank you for being on my broadcast today. Ka kite anō. We'll catch you on Monday. Have a very great weekend, you two. Bye-bye. Saturday, different song today.
No one's been hung at all for 35 years.
True. Ka kite anō, people. Thank you very much for being here today. I enjoy your company all the time. Ka kite.